with Stream UG Radio this beautiful Sunday with my guest Dickson Mbonye. You know, somebody asked me, should I ask? When they read and saw the name Dickson Mbonye, they were asking me, is there any connection to...
No, there isn't.
You're already shaking your head. How do you know?
I get a question a lot.
Yes, I think it was just curiosity. But yes, so Dickson, you have survived your early life, your early teenage life, senior for VAC. How old were you by that time? That was at 16, 17 there?
Senior for probably 16.
Yeah. So now here you are, you survived VAC, you are going for camps. What you were learning, wasn't it like reinforcing good character, noble character in you?
Yeah, for the moment it was.
For the moment it was.
For the moment it definitely was. You'd be in a camp and you genuinely want to have this relationship with God.
Yes.
You interact with very good characters. It was a good space to be in, and I didn't feel like I either didn't want to be there. Yes. Or that I was uncomfortable. It was a good space, and for the moment I wanted, because after leaving camp I'd get right into the Bible like for about a week. Okay. Then
the bad boy comes back. So you got to senior 5.
Yeah.
Tell me, when did what changed?
Now, senior 5, I was in quite a big school, and with numbers, there's definitely going to be a variety of characters. Yes. Yeah. And also, I think, in my view, when someone overstays in an environment, they become an influence. Okay. And it can be either good or bad. Okay. So some people would be in that school for quite longer than they should. And they would end up knowing the corners around the place, how to navigate, and unfortunately they were influenced for the bad. So they would I would say most of what started was engaging with these people. Okay. Because I remember at first you were giving people lectures about smoking and drinking. So now the first time I drank was I think it was a weekend. So we order. That was in first term? I can't recall. Okay. I can't recall, but a senior 5 was separated by the course arts, science. Yes, the combinations were supposed to choose. We chose. So I was in a science dormitory. So we order, and I was in a corner, like all the bad boys, in the corner of the dormitory. And you chose where you wanted to sleep. Yeah, you just make sure you come early. Yeah, okay. And then you get the place that you want to. Yes. I think it's one of the earliest things they used to go for, and this one at home, Dickson, as he wants to go to school very early this day. Yeah, but so we order circuits. Back in the day, there were the circuits of Empire. That was your first time? Chitoko, that was my first time. Okay. What was going on through your head, if I may ask? Let's do this. Everyone thinks let's do this. Okay. Yeah. There was no good or bad. It's just my friends are doing it. Let me try. Yeah. Okay. So we all take what we take, which was quite a lot, and then we have a session there of dancing. Guys are squeezing deckers. Guys are the fun. Yeah. Then they're like, you know what? Yes. This is not fun enough. Let's go and disturb the arts dormitory. Okay. So we go there with Rama KK. Then we know to dance for them. Then we come back. Now the high is wearing off. So we're now laying our beds and preparing to sleep. Little did you know that these guys, for them they're already stocked. Okay. They also took. And then they came and danced for us also. And you shared more. It was quite the time.
Weren't there prefects? Weren't there captains? Things like those?
There were prefects, but I think the solidarity was what helped us.
Okay.
They're like, man, let's just let them be. And the other people who would have been responsible used to stay a bit further from the dormitories. So yeah, we had our time, and then that's when it started.
From that moment you felt this is the thing?
That's when it started. Now, this is what you do when you're trying to have fun. This is what you do when to bond
Yes.
with friends and even strangers.
Yes.
This is what we do. Yeah.
So now you've kicked off. Did you start doing it now like weekly, like only in the holidays? How did it happen?
There was no, I can't say there was a planned schedule. Yeah. Whenever it happened, it happened.
It would happen.
Yeah. Whenever because now there was a bunch of different things that were in the campus. There's that thing that they put in the lip. There was weed. Cigarettes were avoided because of the smell.
The smell, okay.
The strong smell. There was alcohol, that was very popular.
Because probably it was the cheapest.
It's the cheapest, and it was the one that someone would take anytime.
And it wouldn't get you so much into trouble as the rest, maybe.
That as well was also a factor.
Because I remember for us, in our time, we mainly had weed and alcohol and cigarettes. So the thing with alcohol was more like, it's more forgivable. Even your parents can understand that you drink. But weed was taboo. So that's what encouraged many of us to even drink more.
True, that's true.
Yes. So you continue now. How did it affect your grades? Did you get...
Definitely. If someone is indulging in these things, their priorities in life change. Yeah. I would rather stay in bed because I'm trying to nurse a hangover than go to class. I'd rather reduce my class hours so that I can indulge. So it's affected my academics definitely, and I think that's the time I started smoking weed as well. But thankfully it wasn't that band of joy that people talk about for me.
Yes.
For me, it was a sleeping pill.
Yes.
I'll just black out.
Okay.
So it wasn't something I indulged in. Yeah.
So you are basically the beginning of an alcoholic, because your drug of choice now was already being defined as alcohol.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I definitely performed badly in senior 6, poorly. And then I enrolled for a technical course in Bushenyi. That's where I started doing my diploma in civil engineering.
Okay.
And also this came with its own things. It came with its own things. The fact that I've never been in any other place other than Kampala.
Now you are alone, you had the freedom.
Also that being the freedom now is also a bit extra. And also that's where the depression seeped in.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was causing it?
It being a new place and me having my attachment issues.
Okay.
With now, it was transferred from family now to friends. The friends who I'm living in Kampala, the friends who I'm seeing living a better life. Yeah. There's someone in Paris with skyscrapers. And of course we keep in touch with them. Yeah. On the screen, the IGs, the Facebook, you know where someone is, and rarely do they post the bad side. Only post the good side.
Yes.
So I felt like I was failing already, just when I was starting, and I felt that I was going to lose these friends I'd gotten because of that distance, and that's where I actually started smoking cigarettes. Okay. Yeah.
So you started smoking when you were on your diploma course.
Yeah.
All right. And then, so we are seeing that the changes are coming, and it's good now that you understand what was going on, because some people don't understand what actually is happening. So tell me, now you have started smoking and drinking, there is that depression. When did you start noticing that things are going wrong? Or did you even ever notice at that time that there is a problem?
I only noticed when there was no money.
Okay.
When I had no money to buy these things, when them as the substance, I didn't see them or me using them, or even the amount I was using wasn't a problem.
It was never a problem.
It was never a problem.
It was always that when I don't. So how would you feel when you didn't have money?
I felt very innovative. What can I do to get money?
Okay.
And in the circles that we end up in the addiction, most of the times the characters that we associate with, they're actually very kind and generous.
Yes.
So when I didn't have the money, someone else would chip in and tell me, Dickson, let's go. So I'd move from Bushenyi to Ishaka to Mbarara.
With the university students?
With the colleagues that I was with.
Okay.
Different places, different bars, different. And would come back. Rarely was I in class. Up to today, I don't know how I actually passed a diploma, because it's
2 years.
It's a 2-year course.
Okay.
Yeah, though I did it for 3 years.
Okay.
It's a 2-year course, and it was a space that made me look at life as this chase of just being high, and that's all I saw it as.
Surviving, basically. Did your family members start to notice anything?
No, they didn't.
Throughout that whole time?
Throughout that whole time, from senior 5 to diploma.
They had never known that you drink or smoke?
No. And I think that is where we need to speak about these things, because when we speak about them, those are the small, what they call them, the things that someone as a parent can pick on and notice in their child. Because I had all the signs, very quiet.
Okay, but you were quiet before?
No, this time it was worse.
Too much.
It was too much. At least I was quiet outside family.
Okay.
But in the house, I'd play with my siblings. I would make jokes and all those things. But it got to a point where I was hardly in the spaces where my siblings were or my parents were. I was
You'd be in your room?
In my room, locked. Then also, the empathy I had wasn't as it was. A lot of changes happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you're here, you're self-isolating. So would you smoke and drink at home, or you'd wait until you go back?
I wouldn't smoke, but I would drink at home.
And they still wouldn't notice?
They still wouldn't notice.
What do you think, for instance, now you would advise your father from your particular situation and how you were? How would you advise him to have responded to your situation at that time?
I think response will come from knowledge of the situation, but in the if keeping constant that he's still unaware of the fact that I am indulging in these things, I think it would be more conversation.
Okay.
Even when I try to avoid them, you push a bit harder, because it's like the conversations we have as men when you ask a friend, a fellow man, and ask him, how are you doing? The first answer says, I'm okay, I'm good, I'm calm, man. How are you doing? Like it's like deeply engraved in us. But it's when you push further, and so at least it opens up the first time, then you go into it, it goes into something else. So I think I would tell them to be like push a little further. But again, you can't blame him. Like, there's so much happening in life. He's seeing school fees is paid before even school starts. He's seeing your food, all sorts of food, balanced diet. seeing you have light, all the bills are paid, hospital bills, and in case they needed. So he was doing a good job, and he saw that.
Yeah.
So the bit of conversation, he saw it as he will come to me when he has something, like when he has something to say or when he needs to. Yeah, but if I think if he had pushed for a conversation, I feel like he would have picked up on something, or I would have, I don't know, been open to him about certain things.
Yes. So you should have put in more, and it's very important for parents to know, because I meet them every other day. I'm sure you also meet some parents who are asking you, and they will always say things like, he wants his space or she wants her space, and I will say that even with my father, when he would call me, we had a big dining table. I would sit at the other end, and then he would say, come and sit here, and I'd be like, Daddy, if I sit there, he would beat me. You know, I would find any excuse to keep away. So anyway, they hadn't noticed. For them, they were doing their part. When was the first time that they started to realize that things are out of hand?
So yeah, of course, with the ignorance of how this was affecting me, the only way it goes is worse. The only direction it takes is down.
Yes.
So I keep indulging and finishing my diploma. I work for a bit. I work for about a year, and now with that, even more independence and a bit some money. So yeah, it was just getting worse.
Okay.
But still, then they didn't notice until one point when I was working for my old man, and he told me, Dickson, I pay you. I pay for your accommodation, I pay for the feeding. So the money you get is basically money for you to keep. But there is no improvement in life that you're doing. Yeah, because still at this age, after your diploma, 22, 23, yes, you still come to me for clothes, you still come to me for a phone. So where does the money go? I think we had the conversation one time, and of course I dodge here, I dodge there. And I think that's when he was trying to pick up on something. So he talks to one of the guys I work with, and then he tells me, you put an eye on him and tell me, when you go out, you tell me what he orders. Yeah. And you know in these spaces, when it's us, the lack of a better word, Bantu Bawansi, when we're interacting with each other, there's no way someone from out there will come and influence.
Yes.
So he told me that, by the way, this is what your old man is saying. So what should I do? So I gave him the feedback to give.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that's when he started suspecting something. Yeah. But the time that he actually got evidence was after my time enrolling at UCU, starting UCU with this mindset of I'm behind in everything, both academically, in life, in the parties that my friends have been having. I need to catch up. So at every party I was there, at every almost wrong thing I was part of, and it got to a point where I wasn't going to class anymore. This is at degree level.
Okay.
And they started suspecting things when I wasn't going back at home as often. So he comes back. He comes to UCU to just check on me. And there's a way God works that is amazing. The only time he had come to UCU with me was when he was dropping me at a friend's place, where I was going to be staying for some time. But little did I know that him knowing that place was where he would find me a year and a half later. Okay. With this young lady who at the time were dating, and going into campus, the faculty, and finding that Dickson hadn't attended class. Dickson,
you hadn't been attending for how long? The whole year?
For a while. for a while. I would attend the tests. I'll do the tests. I'll do some exams, but rarely classes. So he goes back to the place he dropped me a year and a half later before, and it is different person in the room because now hostels different people come in. So that in itself was good because I would have been in a different place, yeah. But he knew that one time he was going to come back here, and so he comes and finds me with this young lady, and we are of course indulging. Both of us were addicts for a fact. Bottles all over the floor, cigarette butts all over the floor. And then when he knocks, she opens and says, I asks, Dickson here? Then she turns and looks at me, and then there I am there I am as well, so chill but in shock. And being the kind of man he is, I always thank God for him, because I don't think going through what he went through I would have reacted how he reacted. That would have been a proper slap or a kick or a punch. But all he said was, Dickson, so you're now married. Then he left.
They were like bottles
of
ashes.
Bottles all over. There was the bottles all over the floor. Cigarette butts, was an ashtray somewhere.
Because probably shirtless.
I was shirtless for a fact. Shirtless. I think I was in boxers actually. And that's all he said. So Dickson, you're now married. And he turned and left. So in the shock, I tried to follow him, but he was walking really fast. And he speeds off the car. You could tell he was really angry.
Yes.
And yeah, it is that's the time I would say they found out. Like now they knew
how bad it was now.
Yeah, now they know.
And it must have been a shock because he didn't actually know.
It was a shock. It was definitely a shock. I think with all the things that happened, that would have been the last thing that what usually a parent thinks about that their kid can do. Because I interact with some students, and when they share with me, they tell me, man, if my mom finds out that I smoke,
I hear that a lot too.
If my mom finds out that I drink, we've perfected the art of hiding, deception, hiding who we really are, and knowing how to play different parts, the different roles that we have as people, and our parents can never decipher that and know the difference or figure out that is a possibility that this is happening. So it is both scary, but also it should tell us the fact that these things happen. It doesn't matter who it is, how old the kid is, because I've been to some sessions in high school, and the kid was 13 years, 14 years, instilling you things that a 13-year-old has no business knowing. Yeah.
Very true. And so we say parents who think their children are innocent, they might be, but still, even if they might be innocent by doing the wrong things innocently, and we shouldn't take it for granted. We should dig a little bit deeper. Now, I want us to, because time is never on our side, we have about 30 minutes to go, and we have a lot to talk about, because I want to know now how you ended up quitting and getting to what you're doing, so that we can also know what you're doing. So was it that time when you were caught, when your father caught you, is that when you finally quit?
No, surprisingly, and now all these realizations happen with just in the spaces of isolation and like introspection, where I think about how I acted, why I acted. And when he first found out, the first thing was shame, and then because I can't allow myself to get to feel shame, anger came in. Like, how can you come to those are the things that he is your dad, yeah, but you're angry at him. For what reason? There's no reason that can make sense. But I allowed the anger just so that it could wash away the shame. And after the anger, it was now I was trying to seek the relief of now they know.
So let me just do it openly.
Now they know. And it got worse. It got worse with time until I tried to seek help. And this time when I was seeking help, it was from a friend of mine who we used to drink with, and he is different. I'm seeing he dresses differently, he moves differently, he speaks different. So I reached out to him and I asked him, man, what happened? What did you do? What is that herb that you drank? And then he tells me there's someone I talked to, a counselor, and I think you know her, Dr. Jane Shocks at Butavika.
Yes.
So he texts me he gives me the number and says you can reach out to her, and then, which I do. I reach out to her, then we schedule a day and a time, I go meet her, we talk, and then she tells me the concept of a rehab center, which I didn't know of. Actually, I used to see these things in the movies. So now, having the facts known that rehab is there, but you can't explain it to people who are going to pay for it, was a bit difficult.
Okay.
So she tells me about the option of the free ward at Butavika. So ADU has the section that has free beds, which are very few.
Yes.
So we had to wait for when there's a free space. So she tells me, Dickson, you can go back home, but when there's a free space, I'll let you know, and then you can come. So I do that, and the day she tells me that there's a free space, I rush. I get a few things I need to get. Then my sister, who's very supportive, takes me there. Then that's when I start my time there. And
what is interesting is that unlike me, I was taken by force. Properly, yes. So what were you going through at that time to make you feel like you need to, that they can even wait for time and you take yourself to Butavika for a free space?
I think I'd reached a point where I had now seen the effect of what I was doing. Yeah, and now I was trying to get out of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to get out of it, and also the fact that I have to contribute it to God, because the fact that my mom used to pray for me, I think is one of the biggest contributors to a lot of where my life went and how it turned out. I've just remembered the time when I was in Mukono, and it was about 4:03 a.m. So I'm going back to my place where I sleep, and there were guys that had pangas somewhere. So some guys come from the road and they tell me, Dickson, you need to turn around and go somewhere else. The guys that have pangas and the in front that side. I can assure you that would have probably be my last day. So many times I drink myself to points where I'm almost dead. Yeah. But to say that I feel I got to see myself in this point, which is very rare. Very few people get to see themselves.
Very few, extremely.
Like they get to remove themselves and view their lives, how bad their lives are. Very few get to do that, and I cannot just say it's good.
Yeah, definitely. And this goes out to all people out there who are suffering and don't know what to do. You can take yourself to get the help that you need. At least go and find out. You know, what I see about your story is you took the effort to find out. I also have another colleague who, when I told him my story and I told him how he was asking me also, but you guy, you come here, you drink Crest. I used to drink Crest at that time a lot. And I would eat like 2-3 pieces of sticks of meat. And he's like, but you guy, you no longer join us for Wagi. I'm like, man, I no longer do those things.
Yeah.
Then he's like, what happened? So I told him my story, how I ended up in the treatment. And he also went back home. For him now, he went and asked directly. So there was a bit of resistance, but eventually it got him the help that he needed. So there are those occasions, and this is good for those people who are at the moment of thinking, what do I do for myself? It is possible to actually seek the help, and you'll get it.
There is the help.
Yes. So you get into Butabika. Was that it?
I get into Butabika and I start my time, and they have amazing programs. Surprisingly, because the image I had of Butabika was different.
I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I leave the place. I think with that, my takeaway was change your people, your places, your principles.
Yes.
But now leaving Butabika, I had this mindset. Dickson, you're 25 years old now. You're not going to make new friends. You're just going to have to figure out how to stick with the ones you have already.
Yes.
But avoid partaking in the alcohol and everything else. But it's impossible. With access comes influence.
Okay.
So I would be with my Rolex and my yogurt in these spaces, my friends, as they're pushing. When we're jazzing and we're laughing. After I go to the gym, I work out. I felt good. I felt really good.
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't have cravings. But then just one day, I can't even pinpoint what it was. I can assure you I wasn't even sad, but there was something that made me get that bottle and drink. And it got to a worse point than it actually was.
It was after relapse, yes.
The point 2 months into the semester, I even finished that semester. I failed the exams. I had only a few weeks left to do my papers and finish that semester, but I failed to, and that's when I go into Butabika again. Now this time I took myself there, and I moved there. Last time my sister took me there and all these things, and they're like, they take a patient hospital.
Yes.
This time it was Dickson, handle your shit. Actually,
you went and so Sister Alice.
Yeah, actually, when I reached there, I met another gentleman. I'm forgetting his name. Gentleman from Bali. I'm forgetting his name. But so he looks at me and tells me, Dickson, what happened? Yeah, because I left this place when I was sure, looking good and signing with everyone and assuring them that this is going to be the first and last time. So when he saw me, what happened? The hair was a mess, brown. The trousers were, the color was for guessing. And I just tell him, man, I just need help. So he tells me, go to this room and talk to this person. So we talk. Then we have these calls with people at home who went to buy the idea of rehab again, because this has been tried and tested and it has failed to work. So they tell me, Dickson, just come back home. There's a lot of work to do at home. We should have find something to do at home. And in my head, as I was going back, in my head I knew for a fact I can't be at home. Yeah, there's always going to be, you wake up and just that eye contact is saying a lot. So yeah, I knew I couldn't be at home, so I figured out a way. I reached out to a brother of mine who, again, back to God's alignment, he had an experienced addiction as well, but his route was a bit different. His route was prison.
Okay.
And him having that experience was it helped me a lot, because he looked at where we were and he said, Dickson, this too shall pass. Because we reach Butabika, and when I reach ADU, they are full, and they tell us to try Chereka Ward. And Chereka Ward, for those that have been there, it is not a very nice place. It's not an easy place. So I entered Chereka Ward, and I almost said him, you know what? It's It's not that deep. Let's go back. And he tells me, Dickson, you have come here to do something. Make sure you do it. The nurses also weren't helping because they're saying, Dickson, you look okay. Yeah, you look okay. You go back home, come back for counseling on Tuesdays. You take your detox medication. You're okay. But if you want to stay, you can stay. But if they beat you, don't come to us. If they steal your shoes, don't come to us. So basically, they are saying there's only one option.
Yes.
But now that's when I get my phone and I call my mom and ask her, Mommy, but can't you get some money at least for 1 week?
Yes.
And I stay here. She tells me, Dickson, just come back home if things are refused there. And this guy, Patman, tells me, Dickson, you need to do this. Yeah. And that's the kind of encouragement I needed.
Yes.
So I put on my uniform, my green uniform, and I start my journey at Butabika once again. And as I was putting on that uniform, I was just praying to God. You know, as I was saying, I've been in the Christian camps and all these things. We used to go to church every Sunday. So I had a definition of God that was given to me, but I hadn't experienced Him for myself.
Yes.
Yeah. And I can say without a doubt that was my experience. And that it's funny how it's that's a space that God chose for me to experience Him. But I know for a fact that when I say that prayer, I experienced Him in a very subtle way. It was a very short prayer. It wasn't a prayer in tongues. It wasn't a prayer of shaking or jumping or screaming. Very short, simple prayer. And I saw Him protect me and have His hand over me in the fights that used to happen. You know, it's a very violent place in Sherika. Very violent because of the fact of the illness.
Yes.
They have disconnected from reality and they see things differently. Even in the fights that would have happened, God found a way of intervening. I had food. Yeah. Someone that I met there bought me breakfast every single day. Crazy. Someone who is not okay. Mentally, they're not okay. But they choose to buy you breakfast. Even the days when I felt like I was inconveniencing this person because of my presence. He's seeing me, so he feels he needs to buy. So I'd go and find a way of hiding from him. He was a bit violent, so he would stay locked in the ward. Now, us the disciplined humble guys were allowed to roam in the grass. So he would buy the breakfast and give it to someone to look for me and give it to me. Like I was provided and protected for. Yeah, that was really good. So I leave Butabika, but before leaving Chereka, Sister Alice comes and picks me again. This is also good because I know for a fact family hasn't intervened
completely.
Yes. So I know this is God that has brought her from where she was, looked from Mbonye, and carried Mbonye back to ADU. That day when she told me, Dickson, tomorrow you're going to go to ADU, I don't know. I celebrated.
It was like
I couldn't even sleep.
New York.
I couldn't even sleep. I couldn't even sleep. I was so happy. I was like, God, thank you. Because the guys they found in that place who had spent 3 months waiting for that opportunity of a free space in. So for God to choose me to take me there after it was about a week. It was a miracle, really it was. So I do my time in ADU as well. I come out and now I'm on operational fear. I'm working on fear. That is my fuel.
So you went back home?
Yeah, I went back home.
What did they say?
I went back home and they're like, I'm assuming they were quiet because they knew, they had this feeling that Dickson is going to go back.
The uncertainty.
So let's not get overly excited.
Yes.
But I had reached a point where I had accepted and expected, and it's one of the points I'm most grateful for. Like reaching a point where you don't expect. Like for example, I am your friend, so I expect you to do certain things for me. I had cut that out completely. From the point where my dad even tells me that, Dickson, I don't think you're ready to go back to campus. And so first those things of campus, first put them, I accepted it the way it was, took it with a good heart, saw where it was coming from, And now I was planning what's my next move because I need to survive in life. So I was looking at some land in Chisoro to plant Irish, become a farmer now, full time.
Many of us wanted to be farmers.
But by God's grace, he called me one time in September. This is about a month after semester started. He called me and told me, Dickson, how much is your tuition? I tell him the figure, and then he pays, and then I resume. And again, another testimony I would say is, in the middle of October, I had a conference I wanted to attend to in Kigali. So I was trying to save up some money, but the money wasn't coming. So on the night of travel, I was so disappointed. So he comes in late, and then as I'm serving him, I'm like, listen, just tell him. Just tell him about this thing that you want to do. So I tell him, and then he tells me, as he's getting the money out of his pocket, and he tells me, Dickson, you know there's nothing I can't do for you as my son. Yeah. And there I was just in shock. Dickson, who they couldn't allow to send Mukono. I used to commute from Mukono to Nankulabi every single day, morning and evening, because of the fear of being alone in Mukono. Yes. Now they're letting me to go to a different country for 2 days without supervision, and he's peaceful. I just thank God for that time. Like, it was a sign that now they're saying that change is happening, and change has happened. And from that time, there have been different tests. Yes. I reached Kigali, a friend of mine who had seen in a long time. I go and see him at this place. He's like, man. He closes the office and says, let's go. We reach, then I think we're going like for a food or a snack or something. He takes me to some posh bar. Then he's ordering Zinge's bottle after bottle. I'm like, boys, when you first inquire the current situation, what's on ground at the moment? So I tell him, man, I don't think I can join you, but you can drink. I'll get something. And he's like, Dickson, there's no way you can come from Kampala to Kigali and you tell me you're not going to drink.
Yeah, I know.
And those are things that actually tip people. Yes. Yeah, after a long time of hearing that, someone will compromise and like, let me just take this sip. But I just thank God that because of the spaces that introduced myself to, the AA people, the people in the meetings, and all the spaces that I'd been in, they really kept me strong. And I can assure that I can testify that was one of the reasons why I didn't slide. Yeah.
No, this is very powerful. You know, for a Sunday, number one, whoever misses this conversation, sadly, this one has got to be repeated again and again. That resolve. But now, something else happens, right?
Yeah.
You have gone through all this to get yourself sober, so determined.
Yeah.
You get to campus. Then now we see you helping others. How did that come about, and how are you doing it?
So now, after rehab, when I'm back at school, I am still attending meetings around Kampala once in a while. I would try to attend like 2 meetings or a meeting in Kampala, but it was a bit expensive. So that's when we start. I reached out to the administration at campus. I tell them about my story, and I tell them that can we have meetings in UCU?
Which meetings are these?
These are AA meetings, Alcoholic Anonymous meetings. Yes. So this is where these are just spaces, humble spaces where people who have gone through these things in whatever form, either currently or in the past or in their history, they just come and talk about life, because most of the things that we use are just the sign of what's actually happening in our lives. So when we actually handle and speak about these things that happen in our lives, we can avoid that alcohol, we can avoid that weed, we can avoid all these things.
Yes.
So they were so gracious, and they gave us the space. We got the time. We scheduled for Mondays and Friday, which was Monday, you live in the weekend, so you can come and confess your sins, or you can come and thank God for your strength. And Friday was for that parting band of strength that you're going into this period of time, you're going to get this temptation and so on, but keep strong. And so the meetings would attend 2 guys, 3 guys, and I knew for a fact, because I've been in these spaces, I knew for a fact that people needed these meetings.
Yes.
So the idea was to put the meetings out there, the knowledge of the meetings out there. So we have an event. I reached out again to the administration about how do we spread awareness about these things. So I pitched an event to them where we had a bunch of professionals speak on these things, a bunch of testimonies of recovery, and a few people came. With that, the numbers increased, and now that is when I started getting, in the meetings that we have in AA, they talk about service. They talk about the 12th step, where now you're helping your brother or your sister that is who is still suffering. And I didn't understand the importance of such service. Both to yourself and actually, more importantly, I'll be honest, more important to myself, because I didn't see how it affects me until someone came and told me, Dickson, I'm 3 months sober because of these meetings. I'm 6 months sober because of these meetings. Like, there's a way you start looking at life, because now this person is going to go and influence this other bunch of people in different spaces. So like, it was really powerful, and that is when we thought about replicating this in different institutions and different high schools, because of the fact that I'd been in 2 outreaches with people I'd met along my journey. So go to high schools and some other places and talk about our stories, and I would see kids coming up and having their own stories again that they would share, and I saw the need for something like, how about we have a structure that can be replicated into the different institutions. So that's when we came up with Fortress Care Uganda, which is a youth initiative that came together of people who have gone through these different experiences, addictions, mental health, depression, anxiety. So we come and we speak about it, to create spaces and use different tools, from creative art, poems, poetry, music performances, to literature, to speak, but also somehow trigger certain kind of thinking, which causes a transformation in a way. So we had the pilot institution as UCU, because that's where most of us are and have been. Some of us have left, have finished, but are still a part of Fortress. So we are trying to implement all these different kinds of systems and like infrastructure to help not only us but our brothers and sisters who could be going through this, or are more liable to get involved with this.
Very powerful, young man. You're going places. You're such a determined character. Do you know that? Or because it's you, it seems like it's just normal life. You are very determined. You are one of the few. I've met only a few people who have been so determined to get the help, despite the stigma, despite family not really believing that they are up to it, and it benefits. And I'm sure even with Fortress Care, with that direction and that determination, it's going places. So all you listeners out there, go to, you have a website?
I have for now just on social media, all social handles, Fortress Care Uganda, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. That's X.
Yes, follow them on Fortress Care Uganda, on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, and support them, because support is what is needed. Now we are coming to the end of today's show. What word do you have for those out there who are struggling? First, you'll give a word to those who are struggling and to their families and loved ones, especially with your demographic, university and schools.
The first thing I would say is this thing is no longer a story. This thing is life. This thing is real life, and it's happening far more than we see. And I saw this more when I left that space. Because I was now more in school, life is different.
Yes.
Yeah. Now I was seeing it from the perspective of a lecturer, the perspective of the student who's the model student who's always in class. Life can seem actually very perfect. Yeah. But in those other spaces that wake up at 8 p.m., 9 p.m., they start their day at that time.
Yes.
It is there. And now there's now the issue of these class A drugs. Yeah. The cocaine, the heroin that are seeping into institutions. Now those drugs are expensive, but as much as they're expensive, they get into the schools.
Yes. But
their effects are far more worse than the alcohol. I'm not trying to demean the effect of alcohol and cigarettes.
The truth.
But the class A drugs are dangerous. Like these are things that really affect someone.
Yes.
So the problem is there, and the solution only come when we talk about these things. We don't hide from them. We don't try to perceive some kind of image about ourselves or institutions, because what's the point of having someone having all these degrees and because you find someone graduating and after a year they die.
Yeah.
After 2 years they die. After, like, it's almost useless. Like all this effort put into someone without actually catering for who they are as a person. So when we start these conversations and in spaces that actually both institutions and also that can affect policy and all these things, I think that's when we can start getting a solution to this problem. But to someone that is going through it currently, I can assure you that people have been where you are, yeah, and you can come out of it.
True.
You don't seem weak by accepting that this is not good and I can come out of it. But you have no idea where you can be. Yeah, it may seem like you're lost or like this is what life is for you, but I was in a point where I was barefoot. Actually, there's a point where my dad found me barefoot and shirtless. The times when someone comes and tells me, Dickson, by the way, this and this, I used to see in a trench. Like those kinds of things that they speak about on you. And now that they see me like this and they come and tell me, Dickson, you're inspiring me to do this.
Yes.
Yeah. Even regardless of the fact that they're in different status, most of these have finished school, which I haven't. Most of these are working, which I haven't. But you can be much more. You have no idea.
True.
You have no idea. You need to accept that there's help and be vigilant about doing whatever it's going to cost you to get help. And for the families of these people, I want you to know that life happens. Yeah, life happens. It could have started out as moral decay or indiscipline, but I can assure you it doesn't stay as that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was watching a video today and someone was being interviewed, another was being interviewed and was crying. He was saying he hates being out here. Yeah, he hates what out here makes him feel like. He hates what he has turned out to be. Yeah. So it starts out as something different for whatever reason, influence, pressure, curiosity, whatever it is, but it doesn't stay out that way.
True.
But it can change. Yeah. Yes, it can change. We can work with your person, your member, and you can bring them out. There's help that's available, and it is there.
Yeah, and they shouldn't fear to. Yes, also unfortunately it's hard to believe the person who is suffering, because there are so many instances when they are disappointed, but we do recover. He has recovered, my brother Dickson. then I have recovered. I've brought here a number of people, ladies and gentlemen, who have recovered, and there are still more to come to tell their stories. Follow Fortress Care Uganda, follow Stream UG Radio. It's Bill Bekunda with Mind Matters. I'll see you again next Sunday, same time, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Have a good week, and God bless you all.
Mind Matter. Mind Matters, the weekly check-in with Bill Bekunda on Stream UG Radio. Your life, your music.
That
I'm so sorry I came late.
no, it is okay.